Hi, I'm Jan Hogarth from Placemate Architects and I'm an architect in Brisbane. So one of the strategies, classic strategies, you hear about it all the time, is to lift and build in under. It's not a universal solution. Sometimes this is not possible, but today we're going to do a bit of an in-depth dive into lifting and building underneath and why this can be a really good solution. So you can see this is a fairly nice big Queenslander, medium-sized Queenslander. It's got verandas at the front. It was built in about 1928. So from a Placemate perspective, I'd regard this as certainly a vintage home and getting close to being an antique. I think we travel overseas to see old buildings there and we really like them. Think about San Francisco or New Orleans. This is something that's worth keeping. This is the after. Now, we've raised this house about 1.5 meters. This is how the land falls away at the back. We've got plenty of room on both sides. So if you've got a Queenslander, just to let you know, sometimes it's really expensive to lift and build in underneath because it's so close to the boundaries that you end up having to fire rate the side walls and change the windows, and the cost of that starts to be expensive. That didn't apply on this property. So we've kept the house pretty much the same and restored it. Then we're going down into a Queenslander. Now, the clients here have moved from Europe. There's mum and dad and 3 kids, and their family comes to stay for a month at a time. So they've got a dog and a cat, and they've got bicycles, and they've got gear. So they've got the full-on family house, and this is a forever home for them. And they really want to be in Queensland. So, that's what we do. And the other classic thing about a Queenslander, you can open the door and you see right through the house. It's a classic quality of Queenslander homes, which I think is really worth keeping. And people are drawn to move towards the light. Now, don't you want to go through there and have a look? It's like leading you on. Now, you can see the start of a stairwell just in here. What we did was we took out the middle of the house so that the whole house pivots around the staircase in the middle, but you're just kind of walking through at this point here. Now, lift and build in underneath. Why do you lift and build in underneath? For a start, there's not enough head height underneath the house, and it's usually a complete bloody shambles, basically. It's often the concrete floor is rubbish, and sometimes, the floor's uneven. It needs to be re-stumped anyway, so you get in there and redo all that. But lifting and building underneath has another advantage, which is Queenslanders back in the day were like little boxes of rooms. There's a kitchen box out the back where the ladies were. There's a dining room box. There's a living room box, usually in the middle of the house or at the front. And then there's verandas all around to keep the house cool, which made a lot of sense at the time, but we don't live like that anymore. We like to living room, kitchen and dining room is all together and that there's a connection at the back. Now, you can modify the Queenslander and create these big open spaces, and we do this all the time. But the advantage with a lift and building underneath is that you get the chance to open up the spaces underneath. You've already got you're already re-stumping anyway, and you can put big beams in. There's beams in through here and through here, so you can create wide open spaces with structural depth to create this open flowing space. So here you are, you can just see the corner of the steps here, and then you're going out into their backyard. There's their barbecue, outdoor living area. Those are huge doors that fold out. Here's the kitchen that goes back that way, and they've got a pool and a terrace out through there. Behind this kitchen, there's a butler's pantry, which connects up to the garage. I mean, what's not to like, hey? It's fantastic, and it's got perfect aspect as well. And for their point of view is, he wanted to take a shot and send it to his friends in European February when it's dark and grim and go, hey, look where I'm living now. So this is looking out from the kitchen into the pool, into the backyard. Now, their land falls away. And they've got young kids, so the kids can run in and out through here. So this lift and building underneath on this property was just the best way to go. Now, if it turned out that your property's going the other way, and you're just looking into your fence here and the views above, then you would put your living room upstairs. But in this case, this is the solution for them. So we get this tremendous openness through here. This is the before shot of the back of the house. Classic Queenslander. Look, built in underneath, not enough head height. That's only just on door height, head height. You can guess what the quality of those slabs are. It's just termites waiting to happen. There's the kitchen, living, dining room here, and like many Queenslanders, classically it's been added to as the years go by, and the verandas, the roofs are coming down and down and down. They still have the same view in that other shot, but you can't see it. The only place you can see it from is that one room there and this bit of veranda, and that's got a set of stairs cut out of it. Classic, so that there's this fantastic potential there that nobody can use. It's just kind of wasted. That's their master suite. So that looks out at that incredible view. It's got a balcony. They've got their own little private balcony up there. And that's their ensuite. So you can be in the bathtub and look out at the view. That's the living room. That's their bay window. There's the big doors. There's the pool, outdoor living area. So we've got 6 rooms looking out into this space where there was only really one before. We've taken off the back of the house and just connected up here as a big double height space, and here flow down to the backyard. So, and just by the way, service space, that's the laundry. So there's a little drying area on the side there behind the kitchen, so you can kind of duck out there. That becomes the backyard entry if you've been in the garden as well. So that we're connecting up the service side, that's the side that the garage is in. They come in the back there, goes into the butler's pantry, downstairs bathroom. So that's how you get all that stuff happening. But as a lift-in building underneath, we can get the height, we can get these huge spaces in here, we get the opportunity to rebuild the back of the house. So that gives them lasting value as a family. Looks easy, hey? Obvious. There's a lot going on in here to make a complex design seem simple. We didn't even mention town planning and building requirements for this one. So, but the key points for a lift-in building underneath is it's a great way to double the size of the floor space of a home and connect up to the ground floor area. It's a great way of getting large open areas that flow to the ground floor. But it's complicated and it's not necessarily for everyone. So if you're heading down that path, you should speak to an architect. Come and speak to Placemate and we'll help you through it. Thank you.